Let me get this out of the way. I do not like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5.
You what?
Now, some of my friends know this. We've made it a little inside joke, but I feel like some of them, no matter how many times I explain this, still think I'm just dumb and stupid for not liking Part 5. So here I am, explaining it one last time. Here is why I don't like Golden Wind. What is the best way to explain it? Compare and contrast between the other parts and other forms of media and see what Part 5 lacks. I'm going to start with what I was planning on making a whole video about, the villain problem with JoJo.
Fighting God!
I don't have a reason to care about the boss. He's very much disconnected from the plot, and we don't get to know much about him. My biggest gripe with the boss is that I wanted to know more about him. Why is he going through such lengths to keep his identity secret? Why should I care that he cares about it? We never get that answer. We can extrapolate and come up with reasons, but we never actually find out. To give credit to the boss, however, his stand reveal is amazing. That episode is probably one of my favorites in the series. But other than that, he's another JoJo villain that could control an aspect of time, a trend that unfortunately doesn't seem to go away. His motives are unfortunately also lacking. Having your only motivation to chase our main heroes because they know who you are isn't a strong enough motivation to have the audience care about them. But sometimes weak motivations can be used to ground the story. My favorite JoJo villain is Kira. Kira is a very simple man. He just wants to live a normal life. He doesn't want to stand out. And the best part is, we got an entire episode dedicated to what Kira does to people who get in the way of his peaceful life.
キラークイーンはすでにドアノブに触っている。
We understand very clearly what he is willing to do to keep his identity a secret and exactly why. He sounds a lot like the boss, but unlike the boss, it's a motivation that people can sympathize with. Sure, he's a murdering psychopath, but it's something we all want. We all just want to live a peaceful life. No one punching you in the face repeatedly, no one chasing you, just you and your hands. We see what lengths Kira is willing to go towards if it means keeping that peaceful life. He killed another man, assumed his identity, just to throw Josuke and the Jo Bros off his track. He even started caring about his new wife. The only thing he is not willing to do is leave Morio. That shows his fatal flaw. He is so dedicated to having a life in Morio that he is not willing to make the smart play and leave. The peaceful life he yearns for is unattainable now, yet he is caught in his pride. He must stay in Morio. His evolution to the Bites the Dust arc feels believable. It doesn't feel contrived. A villain is only as good as their hero, though. For example, Joker is a good villain because he is the polar opposite of Batman. No ideals, no morals, just chaos. Versus the justice and order Batman yearns for. So how do the heroes stand? I can't even finish that sentence. I fucking hate Giorno Giovanna. This motherfucker always has an ace up his sleeve. He always knows how to handle a situation. He always comes out on top because he is literally unkillable. You cannot kill Girano Giovanna. His own rules can't kill him.
やめろって言ったんだ。こいつへの攻撃はそのまま自分自身への攻撃となり、命となる。
12 seconds later.
ウイルスの増殖を止める血清が獲得できる。ゴールドエクスペリエンス。この蛇の血液。
Wait a minute.
Pizza mozzarella, pizza mozzarella.
Really, nigga?
So why should I care about him? He will always come out on top. I know why. Plot armor. He's a main character. But you know who else was a main character? Iron Man. Iron Man gets his ass handed to him on Titan by Thanos. Mainly because Thanos is the protagonist of Infinity War, but it still shows that you can have a seemingly unbeatable person be beaten. It cost Iron Man his life just to kill Thanos. He had to sacrifice everything. What does Girano do? Hits the boss once. I could do a whole video on why I hate that conclusion, but I'll summarize it with a simple phrase. It's bullshit. It makes Girano somehow more unkillable than before, but meeting a young Yukiko was cool. Good heroes make sacrifices. Caesar is a hero because he sacrificed his life so that Joseph could live. The whole point of Crazy Diamond Josuke stand is to emphasize this. Josuke can only heal others. He cannot heal himself with Crazy Diamond. He can't bring someone back from the dead, which is a heartbreaking moment, I might add. Crazy Diamond is all about sacrifice. Josuke is willing to sacrifice himself to attempt to heal Okuyasu. In this scene, there is a very good chance that Kira has made Okuyasu into a bomb. Josuke doesn't care. Hayato, Kira's surrogate son, takes the bomb blast for him. Hayato is willing to sacrifice himself just so someone can kill the man pretending to be his father. That is a hero. This scene also demonstrates the poetry between Kira and Josuke, one being able to destroy anything, one being able to heal anything. But Girano's sacrifices don't matter. He can make an antidote from a snake to cure him with Purple Haze's poison. He brought someone back from the fucking dead, which makes this scene between Josuke and his father figure meaningless. You can't bring someone back once their soul has left their body. We saw the silver shit leaving his body. He was dead. Yet, Girano pulls one out of his ass and brings him back. This is a nice segue, though, to, let's face it, the most important part of JoJo. The Joe Bros.
Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind. Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind.
The Joe Bros always pick up the slack for the main JoJo. Jonathan doesn't have much of a personality, so Speedwagon and Zappelli pick up the slack for him. Joseph can be overbearing, childish, impulsive, on a long list of adjectives at once, so Caesar and Lisa are there to calm things down. Jotaro only thinks and talks with one-liners, very rarely showing his emotions to people, so the Joe Bros around him are hyperbolic to make up for it. Josuke is caught in between being a straight man and, well, being a teenager, so his main Joe Bros are a straight and honest man and a very simple-minded punk, but well-meaning guy. Since Girano has no human traits and is pretty much a talking robot, how does his Joe Bros stack up? Well, I can say I like them more than Zappelli, but they're pretty far down at the bottom of my tier list. It's not to say that I don't like these guys. They're probably the most human out of all the Joe Bros, and one of my favorite moments is when they're talking about if human meat would taste good. It's a very silly scene, but a very effective one at establishing character. It's a shame that it's at the end of the show, but hey, I'm not a writer. Except I am. That should have been at the start. And these guys don't go through any sort of character development. Narancia and Fugo are pretty tight, so I thought Fugo's departure from the show would affect him more. But it doesn't. The show just continues as if Fugo was never there. You can reasonably remove Fugo entirely and nothing changes. When Abakio joins the Donut Gang, the crew just continue along as usual. And it really sucks, because I fucking love Fugo. Fugo was my favorite. Abakio's stand was pretty cool too. And to give these Joe Bros credit, my favorite moment in the entire series is the torture dance. The torture dance tells you more about these characters than any exposition could ever tell you. Narancia is childish, so obviously he leads. Mista demonstrates his OCD by joining Narancia after he is at a certain part of the routine. Fugo is hesitant to join, and it's why he's the last to join. Fugo is a hesitant person. He likes to think things through before actually doing it. It's why we only ever see his stand once, because it requires a lot of thinking. You cannot mindlessly punch people with purple haze. If you did, you'd be fucking dead. Part 5 isn't without its good writing. These three are probably the best written out of the Part 5 Joe Bros. Abakio just isn't given enough to do, and he's honestly a stick in the mud. Bruno. I like Bruno. Bucciolati, yeah, he's pretty cool. I wish he was more dynamic, as his character is very one note. He started off kind of creepy, but he just became a stoic man who wants to do the right thing after losing to Giorno, because Giorno has a dream. And since Giorno is a Gary Stew, he of course wins over the love and affection of everyone. Except Bacchio. He has problems.
Arrivederci.
I think my distaste for Part 5 comes from me marathoning JoJo just to catch up to it. People were telling me for years that JoJo was an amazing show in manga, so I marathoned that bitch, and I really started getting tired of it. Every episode started feeling the same, Part 3 onward at least. The early stand battles kept my mind off that, but during Part 4, and especially Part 5, I was just tired of stands. I missed Hamon. I missed the extremely buff dudes in creative set pieces coming up with creative answers to use their Hamon since it was their only option. But when it comes to stands, they could really only do a few tricks. They're really worse than Hamon in that regard, but a good stand battle can blow a Hamon battle out of the water. Anubis vs Star Platinum is a good example of this. Anubis is a stand that inherits the sword. This sword has never lost to an opponent twice because Anubis adapts to a foe's attacks for the next time it gets into a fight. The sword possesses whoever unsheaths it. Star Platinum has already beat Anubis once, but now he must face Polnareff, who has accidentally unsheathed the sword. It forces Jotaro to be in a defensive situation instead of his usual offensive situation. He cannot kill Polnareff, and Polnareff is out for blood. Since Anubis now has access to a stand user, Anubis has Silver Chariot dual wield both swords to gain an advantage. That is good stakes. That is how you do a stand battle correctly. Another example, we're going to be fair, I'll do a Part 5 battle, is Risotto versus Davio. This is my favorite battle in Part 5, and is easily in my top 5 favorite battles in JoJo in general. Metallica is a really fucking cool stand. A stand that can manipulate anything metallic, including the iron within a person's body. The reason this battle sticks out to me so much is how it ends. Nero had every reason to win. He was a better fighter. He was carefully calculating every ounce of that fight, and yet he is the one who meets his demise. Not at the hands of Doppio, but at the hands of Aerosmith, Narancha Stan. The victory is empty for Doppio, and it leaves a bittersweet taste in your mouth for it too. But this is really the only fight I liked in Part 5. The rest of them were run-of-the-mill, standard JoJo stuff. I can always expect the fights to be cool, but they need to be something even greater. Satisfying. Avengers Endgame isn't the greatest movie ever made, but it sticks with me because of how satisfying it was. The whole Avengers crew, 22 movies worth of character building, have all led to this moment.
Avengers!
Assemble.
That moment of satisfaction when finally hearing Captain America say Avengers Assemble is unrivaled. Satisfaction is what Part 5 lacks. I don't feel satisfaction when the boss is defeated. I felt satisfaction when Dio was beaten in Part 1. I felt satisfaction when Jonathan sacrificed himself so that Erina could survive. It felt like the perfect end to them. Dio got what he wanted, Jonathan dead, but the victory is not Dio's, it's Jonathan's. His smile says it all. He lost the fight, but won the war. That is satisfying storytelling. This is not satisfying. Having Jiro only deliver a single punch is not satisfying. Jotaro invading Dio's world is satisfying. And although I don't like how Dio ends up dying in Part 3, I still find it more satisfying to see Dio explode than having the boss be kinda alive, but kinda dead at the same time. Let me be clear. If you do enjoy Part 5, then that's fine. In fact, I want you to comment your thoughts and opinions about Part 5. Were there details I missed? Am I just stupid for not wanting to watch multiple hour-long videos about the secret meaning behind Part 5's ending? I am more than willing to have a discussion about this, which is more than I can say for the friends that inspired me to make this video. So let me end this the same way I started this. I hope I've been clear about why.
キラークイーン第3の爆弾バイツァー出す
Let me get this out of the way. I do not like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5.
You what?